Good morning. This is Deanna with Food Bank Beautiful, and this is, would you believe, take number 4. Oh, Lordy. For this episode of, it should be titled, If You Can't Bake Something Nice, Don't Bake Anything at All, Deanna. All right. We are going to bake the perfect chocolate cake. Not my words, but her words. The perfect chocolate cake. This is from a cookbook I've had for more than 20 years. It's called From Cake Mix to Cake Magnificent Chocolate Cake from the Mix. And she calls herself the Cake Doctor. So today we're going to bake the cake this morning, and I'm going to make the sweet cream, which is the filling between the layers. I highly doubt I will frost it until later tonight. The cake mix and the cream filling, super easy, okay? The frosting that I am going to make for you guys, not so much. I mean, really not so much. It is a little fussy beast, but I am going to make it for you guys. Now, I'm going to take you down to the bowl. The first thing I have in the bowl is 3 ounces of cake mix. And you can see that I have 2 boxes of cake mix. And the first thing I did was I measured out 3 additional ounces. And then I'm going to add the cake mix. And that's going to give me 18.25 ounces of cake mix, which is how big the boxes used to be prior to shrinkage, right? Prior to shrinkage. Trusty little scale. I think it needs some batteries. I will deal with that later. For the extra cake mix, I am just going to put it in a baggie, throw it in the freezer, and next time I bake a cake, I'll just add it to the cake mix. And I think that we should bake a cake out of this cookbook like once a month, right? Maybe some I've tried, maybe some I haven't, but why not? We deserve cake. 1,000 subscribers or not, we deserve cake, people. So let's have some cake. Now, I have to gather up a few tiny things, the sour cream, the oil, the eggs, and some water, and my vanilla. So I will be back in just a second. Turns out I was way too hot in that sweater, so off I ditched it, and I don't know what I'm wearing. Maybe the same shirt I've had on for a day or two. So it says 1 package, 18.25 ounces of Devil's Food cake mix with the pudding. I don't remember if this one had pudding. I don't even know if they make the pudding cake mixes anymore. I don't think so. So it's going to ask for 3/4 cup of water. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll bring you down. I know you guys like to watch and make sure that I don't do something stupid. All right, 3/4 cup of water in. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. In. 1 cup of sour cream. 1 cup of sour cream. I thought I pulled the spatula out over here. Yes. Right here. All right, 1 cup of sour cream. Let me go ahead and measure that. Normally I would just toss it in, but we have had some snafus with our celebration. We want to keep this cake snafu-less if possible. Okay, it's just a little tiny bit shy, but I think we'll be okay. All right, there's that. Let me go ahead and scrape the rest of this out. There we go. And I'm going to add the eggs that were on my counter and get those kind of used up. Even though they're my good eggs, I need the counter space. So one of you cracked me up immensely. I don't remember who it was, but one of you wrote in the comments, This is not the exact wording, but I think the tone was, hey girl, you talk about not washing your chicken eggs and then you crack them. And when you crack them and the eggs fall into whatever it is you're making, you've got dirty eggshell in your food. And you know what? She was 100% right. So darling, this egg I have wiped off for you. And I have 3 others. 2 are small, so I'm only going to count that as 1 egg. And then I have a food bank egg. So the only thing that I will be using that is food bank today for this entire cake is a cup of sour cream and 1 egg. And there it is. All right, let's crack the other ones. And to my friend who is helping to educate me about good egg cracking if I don't wash my eggs, these eggs are for you, darling. And I don't mean that sarcastically. I am not opposed to constructive criticism. I don't even think that was a criticism. I think it was more of an observation. I am willing to learn from you guys. So, you know, I'm not always a horrible person with horrible commenters. There we go. And this woman was not a horrible commenter. She was lovely. Okay, let's read it. A cup of sour cream. Got it. 3/4 cup of water. Got it. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. Got it. 4 large eggs. Got it. Now we just need a little sour cream. I mean, not sour cream. A little vanilla. It calls for a teaspoon. That's a little bit more than a teaspoon, but I think we'll enjoy it. Now, I am going to mix this up. And of course, you know me. I turn the camera off for the mixing because nobody wants to listen to that. Right? Let me wipe that off for you guys. Okay? Let me wipe that off. Okay, it's not perfect, but you know what? We never do perfect around here. All right, mixer. Some of you might ask me, hey, Deanna, where is that mixer you've been talking about? That gorgeous red 5.5 KitchenAid mixer? You know, that should have come with your belongings from New Mexico. Well, it was one of the many items that got lost. Yeah, we're working on a claim right now. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. So I no longer have Scarlett. We don't know where Scarlett is. We don't expect to see Scarlett again. I think the contract wording says we will reimburse you 65 cents per pound. I don't know how much Scarlett weighs, probably 20 pounds. So what is that, $12 for a $350 mixer? Yeah. Yeah. Is Mommy reading voodoo books? She might be. Yeah. Yeah, Mommy might be a witch. Let's get back to the cake. All right, let's not talk about my evil dark side. Okay, here's the cake. I've dumped everything in it. I'm going to mix it up for, I think it says 3 minutes. Beat for 2 minutes after everything is nicely combined. All right, I'll come back. Okay, I'm not sure where that cut out at, but as you can see, I have filled 3 cake pans with batter. Just going up to get that last little bit into some of these pans. And I'm going to call that good. Okay, these are going to go into the oven for, let's see what it says, 20 to 25 minutes. So they look pretty good to me. Let's get that cleaned up. And this cleaned up. All right. Let's put those into the oven, and I am going to do my dishes and make the sweet cream. And then we will deal with the frosting probably tonight when I get home from the food bank and get dinner served up for my family. Can you guys hear that peeping? I don't know if you can hear it or not. That is a little fluffy chick named Ginger. Ginger needs a co-parent. So who wants to co-parent Ginger? She is so cute. She is such a love bug. At night, she just crawls up into either my hands or Grandma's hands and spends her playtime all cuddled. Ginger loves her food. So when Ginger eats mealy worms at night as a snack, she eats and sings at the same time. It is absolutely adorable. So Ginger needs a YouTube viewer foster mom. So whoever wants Ginger, comment in the notes, and she can be co-parented by more than one. She needs to be tracked and followed by somebody because she is adorable. Tonight, if I can, I'll try it. No, I don't know if I'll do it tonight, but shortly I will include some updated footage of the chickens. Tessie, Bessie, the beast, is still getting out of the coop yard every single day. She's out there right now eating baklava scraps that I threw out for the crows, and so be it. Okay, we are not here to talk about chickens and crows and, you know, whatever. We are going to make the sweet cream filling, and the sweet cream filling calls for about 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, which I added to this fancy mixing bowl, and 1 cup of heavy whipped cream. So let me grab my dirty cup. It just had sour cream in it, so I'm not going to fuss too much about that. There it is. Let me bring you down here. I'm going to mix this with my little whisk, and then I'll mix it with my beaters if I need to. It'll probably make a terrific mess. There we go. And then it calls for a pinch. Well, I don't think vanilla's in a pinch. It calls for a smidgey of vanilla. We never do smidgey here. We don't even know what smidgey is when it comes to vanilla. There we go. All right, let's see what I did with my whisk. I don't see it anywhere. Oh, here it is. That's because I left it off camera. All right, let's just go ahead and try to blend this first with the whisk so it doesn't go all over the place when I have to add the beaters. I didn't read the directions. I hope you weren't supposed to beat the cream and then add the powdered sugar, because that didn't happen. Okay, you kind of get a feel for what it looks like, lumpy, liquidy. Let me go ahead and mix that up, and I'll come back to you when it's done. All right, all 3 of my cake mixes are out. 2 are cooling right over here. 1 is cooling on the stove for a second. My heavy cream is nice and mixed, and I want it to be pretty stiff because it's got to act as a filling in between cake layers, and so I can't have runny whipped cream. So that's good. Now I'm going to put my dry cake mix in this baggie and throw it in the freezer, and I'm going to clean my kitchen. All right, I'll be back. Okay. As you can see, I have had to take off another layer of clothes because the kitchen is just too hot. My cakes are cooled beautifully, and I am going to go ahead and make the chocolate frosting. Now, I have changed my mind about the frosting for 2 reasons, maybe 3. Number 1, this half of my kitchen is a complete and utter disaster. And I am not going to get to those dishes anytime soon, but I want to get this cake finished. And the second reason is my husband, who is over here, is taking a nap. And so I don't want to be, you know, doing an ice bath and running my mixer and doing all of that while I try to make a frosting for this cake. So we are going to make a chocolate sour cream frosting, which I can do quietly with my little whisk, and it'll be absolutely perfect. So I have softened 1/2 cup of butter. I have 3 cups of powdered sugar here and 2/3 cup of cocoa. And I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla to my butter. And then I'm just going to mix this. I'm going to sift the powdered sugar and the cocoa. And then I'm just going to sit down, watch TV with my little whisk, and just whip that beautifully. Once that is done, I'm going to bring it back here, and we will frost our layers of the cake and put it in my beautiful cake plate. And then we will have it later today. It'll be delicious. So let me get this part done and I will come back to you guys. All right. All right, I am back. It is about 12:30 and you can probably hear my dishwasher running. I have half my kitchen mess cleaned up, but the other half is stacked up in the sink. So I am going to go ahead and start to assemble this cake. And so let me put the camera down and we'll walk through this process. Now here's my gorgeous cake plate. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little dollop of chocolate frosting and I'm just going to put that right there. And that's just going to anchor my cake down. So there we go. And I'm going to put my chocolate frosting back in the refrigerator because it is a little bit soft. I may need to stop at the store today and pick up some additional powdered sugar. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put layer number 1 down. And as you can see, they just came out really nice. I'm going to put top side down. And I want to center that. And that looks good right there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the whipped cream layer on top of this. So let's do that. And I want to use about half of it. So that looks pretty scrumptious right there. Here we go. And this is looking so nice so far. The only snafu would be if my frosting is a little bit too thin, and I think I just will stop at the IGA on my way home and get another bag of powdered sugar, and then I can mix that up to the consistency that I want, and it should be perfect. This is what we're going for. I don't want it spilling over the edges. So I'm just gonna do that. And that looks good to me. And I'm just going to wipe off my knife. And then I have the next layer. And it is a little bit thinner than the other layers, but I don't think that'll matter. Here it is. Beautiful. And we're going to pop that down on top. We're going to give it a little push. And that looks pretty good right there. We're going to go ahead and give it the other half of the sweet cream filling. And there it is. Looking good so far. Let me just push that down. Now I am not a cake decorator by any measure, but I just kind of want it to be pretty if we can make it pretty. Not worried about the crumbs. Nobody's going to care if there's some crumbs in their whipped cream filling. There we go. Looks pretty good. What do you guys think so far? That sweet cream is so lovely. Oh my gosh, so lovely. Okay, now I'm going to add my third layer, and this layer I'm going to put flat side down because I want the dome side to be on top. There we go. Now the last time I used this cake plate, I think I was reminded that it barely fits the cake height-wise, and this one is going to push it down. So I am going to push this cake down a little bit. Let's see what happens. My hands are clean. I washed them. Yeah, that just... Well, such is life, right? We won't use the lid on the cake plate. But I am going to wait a little while to frost the cake, probably when I get back from the senior food bank, because I want that frosting that I made to have set up a little bit more. Plus I'm going to add some powdered sugar to it. So I'm going to wrap this in a little bit of saran wrap, and I'm going to take it out to my refrigerator out there and just let it stay nice and cool because of that cream filling until I can get back to it. All right? And we will not be able to store it in my pretty cake plate. If that's our biggest problem, woohoo, friends, we will have done very well today. All right, I will catch you back when I'm ready to actually frost the cake. Here I am, making sure the cake stays nice and fresh in my outside refrigerator. Okay, let me run and go put it out there. I'm going to sit down. I would wash my dishes, but I don't have a place to... Can you guys see that? Dishwasher's running, sinks are full. I've used my available counter space for the dishes that I hand washed. And I still have a terrific mess because that is my life, people. That is my life. All right, I'll be back. Okay, our cake is frosted. Let's take a look. There it is. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and then after dinner tonight, we will go ahead and see how it tastes. Frosting is a little bit runnier than I would like, but I do not care. It is done. It's going to taste great. And there it is. Oh, looks a little rough right there. Is there a better side? Maybe right there. I am not a baker. All right, let me go put this in the refrigerator. All right, finally. It is Wednesday night, about 7:30. I have fixed a fabulous meal for my family, but that is not what we are here about today. Today, we are going to taste our perfect chocolate cake. Now, I think the cake is beautiful, not because I made it with my own two hands. It is certainly not going to be a cake, winning any awards for beauty, but let's go ahead and take a look at it. There it is. You can see. There she is. All right. Now, I am going to cut this cake. Can't say that I'm an expert at it. We're going to see if we can get a slice out on a plate and take a bite. And then I am going to serve Addie, Grandma, and myself a piece of cake. I hope that it'll be good. All right, so let me start. I'll go ahead and bring you down. Why not? We got no secrets, right? I don't know how far I can come out here. Okay, I think that's the best you're going to be able to see. So, there it is. This is a very rich cake, so I'm going to try to cut small pieces. I've washed my hands, so if my hands touches the cake, it's just the way it is. But look at that, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? That is so pretty. Frosting's good too. Let's try it. I've been dying for this cake for a few days. So I would like to congratulate everybody who watches this program. Thank you so much for for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. I think you guys are wonderful. I've had a blast. I hope you guys have too. Let's try this bad boy. And I think I'm going to have to take a couple of bites because I want to get each element. So here is a bite of the chocolate with the chocolate frosting. Mmm. Mmm, 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 mmm. Okay. I am sorry, but even without the perfect chocolate frosting and having to swap in the sour cream frosting and then making it a little too runny and not having any extra powdered sugar to fix it, it does not matter. That bite with the frosting was fantastic. I would give it a 10 out of 10 and then some. Seriously, you guys, this is to die for. It is so good. Now I'm going to take a bite right here where it's just cake and cream. That's that sweetened cream that we made. Let's taste that, okay? Mm. Mm, 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 mm. That is lovely. That is so good. We might as well eat this little end piece. Grab a little bit of frosting. Let's try it. Mm. Mm-hmm. You guys, you have to make this cake. It is so scrumptious. It is so moist. It is perfect. The frosting, it's the sour cream chocolate frosting. It is delicious. I love it. I want you to see the inside of my cake. So I'm going to lift it up. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Now I know it's not going to win any awards for looks at the state fair, right? That doesn't matter. I love it. I'm going to feed it to Grandma and my husband, and I think they'll love it. And if they don't, it is more cake for me. All right, this concludes part 3 of our celebration, which means Thursday and Friday I will work on our baskets, and that'll be a separate video, and then I will let you know whatever arrangements I have made with how many of those baskets I can drop off at a time at my local food bank. And that will complete our 1,000 subscriber celebration. Again, I want to thank you guys. It has been my pleasure to get to know you, to read your comments, to answer your comments, to make videos for you. I hope you've had fun along the way. I have. I hope you've learned something. And if you haven't learned something, I hope you've been entertained. And most of all, I hope I've encouraged you. If there are some of you that need to go to the food bank and haven't, I hope that just watching the show gives you whatever little bit you need to go ahead and go for the first time, right? And when you do go, I want you to go and I want you to be your best, right? Head held high, cute little outfit, bring your groceries home, lay them out on the counter and decide what meals you're going to make for your family. You can do it, all right? I have faith in you guys. All right, I'm going to eat some cake and I'm going to give some cake to my family. So I will see you guys in part 4. All right, I'll see if I can get this posted tonight. No guarantees, but we will see. Ta-ta, my lovelies. Hi, Grandma.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. I'm getting ready to eat chocolate cake.
Okay, that is the cake I made for the 1,000 subscriber celebration. I want you to take a bite and tell me what you think. Addie said it was very, very good. I love it. Don't let our opinions influence you.
Delicious.
Is it delicious?
Mm-hmm.
Mmm.
Mm.
Wow. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Mm.
That means a lot considering chocolate cake is not anybody in this house's favorite cake.
Not my favorite cake.
Not my favorite cake either.
I'm sure you thought it's delicious.
Mm-hmm. This is a good cake. Mmm. I put whipped cream on it for you too. Even though there's sweet cream whipping in the middle.
I don't care.
So
you never been too much whipped cream on a piece of cake.
Oh, now you can see what you're eating.
Yum. Mmm.
All right. Well, it seems to be a hit with everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good cake.
I got my first little pictures that blinked in
Oh.
my book.
Is it taped in there or glued in there?
Yep.
Okay, hold it up and let us see what you did. Grandma's been working on a bunch of art puzzles. Let me hold the camera up. Oh, that looks good.
It was fun.
Yeah. Grandma's been actually coloring pictures. I don't know if I can show you here. So she colored the goldfish up there. And then she did the two down here. And the rocket was something that she had to cut out in pieces and put together. And then she did this, I don't know if you can see it right up there, this cactus, which she really loved because it reminded her of New Mexico. And then that handsome guy right there, that's Grandpa. That's Charlene's husband, Grandpa. He looks and overwatches everything. He's fabulous. Okay, so Grandma, have you liked doing your art books with the scissors and the glue and the crayons?
That's fun. That's fun.
You're having a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that's pretty important, you guys, because Grandma has a difficulty with one of her hands. And so to be able to use scissors and crayons and do artwork is a big thing, isn't it, Grandma?
Well, it's both my hands.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
you're doing great.
It's gone fine.
Yeah, Grandma's going to be 93 in June. Can you believe it, Grandma?
No. I refuse to think about it.
No. 93. And still loving life.
Yep.
All right, darling. I just wanted to see if you liked the cake. You want to say goodbye to everybody?
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. We may or may not pop back in with chickens tonight. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, they don't know. I don't think I told them.
Oh, dear. We better
Oh,
tell 'em.
yeah. We got 7 of our neighbors' chickens today. All of them big hens. I went over to check on him because he was going out of town. And he'd made arrangements for his chickens, but I was just saying that I would, keep an eye on him if he needed. And then he asked me if I wanted the chickens because he's been my neighbor for years, even when we lived here before. And he said that his kids were kind of grown up now, and he was the only one taking care of the chickens. And he just was thinking about selling his house and moving to closer to his work. And would I want his chickens? And I said, yes. And he goes, well, you can have them today if you want them. So right now there are 6 new chickens in my chicken coop. I'll give you updates later. There's 1 chicken I couldn't catch tonight, so I'll have to get her in the morning. But they're beautiful chickens. They're hens. They're all fat and grown up, and they're beautiful. I have 1 Orpington, 2 Plymouth Rock, 1 Rhode Island Red, 1 Leghorn, and 1, I'm not sure.
Which is a naughty one?
She's a big brown chicken. She looks like Wait for Me and Wait a Minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she has a little sister twin, and I got that one, but I can't get this one. I'll have to get her tomorrow. All right, enough of our chitty chatty. We will say goodnight to everybody, and we will see you soon because I've got to do part 4 of the celebration. All right, ta-ta.